This segment brought to you by Kansas Farm Bureau, the voice of agriculture. To join today or for more information, go to kfb.org or find us on Facebook and Twitter.
Welcome back to Farm Factor. Up first today, Dwayne Tows talks to Keith Byerly with the Soil Health Partnership.
Dwayne Tows joining you once again, and an opportunity to catch up with Keith Byerly. He's with the Soil Health Partnership. Keith, for folks that maybe are a little unfamiliar with that, can you give us an overview and background on why that's important and what the organization's trying to accomplish?
Sure. So the Soil Health Partnership is part of the Stewardship Action Committee at NCGA. So we are a division of the National Corn Growers Association, and we exist to help facilitate on-farm research and the collection of data when it comes to soil health practices on the farm. And we really are here to exist in that space that is between academia and the commercial agronomists and the growers, because there's a need for that to be filled. There's a need for expertise in this area that's really hard for some of those other groups to be on the farm and conduct research on and fulfill those needs.
So, Keith, we think about kind of a triad, if you will, of folks that are involved in between the research and education and application. If we don't accomplish the task of getting that research into applied practices on the field, we really haven't hit our goal.
Absolutely. And it's really important to meet growers where they're at. No matter what state you're talking about, soils differ, climate's different from one side to the other. So the localized research is an incredibly important part of what we're doing to be able to have that soil health, the regenerative portion of this, the newer concepts that we're putting into practice more and more every year to meet some of the more arid climates of the western parts of states like Nebraska or Kansas, and to be able to see that follow through and have the same applications and the same adoptions as we move to the east, where we do get more rainfall in lower elevations.
Talk a little bit about ways that folks can get involved or learn from this opportunity and look at some of these practices.
Sure. So the great thing about the Soil Health Partnership is it's not just about the 200 or so growers that we have doing active research on their farm across the 16 states we're in today. The great part is that all growers have the opportunity to benefit from what we're doing out there. So whether it's connecting with us online, which is the easiest way to do it, we have our Soil Sessions webinars, we have podcasts starting up this month. We have all sorts of information available online, but it's about more than just the on-farm research. It's the economic part of this as well that's available to farmers that helps them see the business cases that we put together with the growers that we're doing, to understand how it's not just about what's beneath our feet in the soils and how that changes that affects us, but it's also tremendously important to be able to make sure that it's sustainable today from an economic standpoint, so the growers have the opportunity to put those practices into play.
You referenced that part of sustainability would be economic sustainability. But the neat thing is about some of these practices that we're looking at in agriculture at this point really doesn't cost anything and gains dollars additionally to the bottom line.
That's why looking at business cases and really understanding the entirety of the ebb and flow of these processes is so important, because while it may cost more to seed and implement these cover crops, for instance, there's a tremendous benefit when it comes to weed control and some other things out there that you don't necessarily think about going directly to the bottom line in the way that you capitalize those budgets out for the year, but do still go directly to the bottom line and give that opportunity for successful profitable implementation of these things.
And Keith, if somebody is specifically wanting that information, is there a website or an easy place for them to access the organization?
If you go online and look for the Soil Health Partnership, whether it's directly online or Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, you'll find us there, and it's really easy to connect through any of those channels.
All right, thanks to Keith for joining us on the program. Jamie, we'll send it back to you.
Thanks, Dwayne. After the break, it's this week's Kansas soybean update. Stay with us.